Hello, and welcome to another T-Studio demo. This video is meant to demonstrate how to plot shadows from an artificial light source in linear perspective. As always, I use this simple set of materials shown here. There are several ways to plot out shadows in a linear perspective drawing, and they are all determined by the type of light that you're using in your scene. You plot shadows differently if the light source is the sun, or if your light source is coming from something artificial, like a lamp. For an artificial source, we need three things: the object that will cast the shadow, the placement of the light source, and something we call the radiating point. The radiating point is found on the ground plane and is directly below the light source. Think of it as the base of a street lamp. For this drawing, I will show you how to draw shadows on a simple rectilinear box. The process is the same for more complicated geometric solids, but we will wait for another video on how to do those. I'm also going to draw a pole to the left so that I can show you how a shadow might change when cast onto another object. After drawing my objects, I need to locate my light source. I start by putting a point on the ground plane. This radiating point helps decide which way the shadows will fall. For my drawing, I want the shadows to move away from me, so the light source needs to be in front of the objects instead of behind. I also want them to go off to the right a little. With that decided, I locate the radiating point on the ground plane, and then I draw a vertical line from this point. I now put a point on this line that represents the light source. This is where the light rays will emanate, and its placement all depends on my artistic vision for the drawing. It can be put lower towards the horizon to give me longer shadows, or higher if I need to create shorter shadows. The next step is to draw lines from the radiating point through each of the bottom corners of my box. I don't know yet how long my shadows will be, so I will draw these lines quite long. Now don't forget, you need to draw a connecting line from the radiating point through each bottom corner point. For this box, there are 4. Every bottom corner of my box has a corresponding top corner. These top corners are going to help determine the shape of our cast shadow. I will now draw lines from the light source through these top corners of the box and trace them down until they intersect my radiating lines. Like before, this needs to be done for each corner of the box. The points where these lines intersect, those radiating lines, will give us 4 shadow points. We then connect those shadow points together along with the outermost front corner points, and we will have mapped our first cast shadow. Notice how I'm starting to get a lot of lines on my drawing? It is crucial to be very precise, and so pay close attention to which lines are which. If you're having trouble, you might want to assign a new pencil color for your shadows. That could help. Once my cast shadow is plotted out, I want to finish it by adding a tonal value to the part that the viewer can see. I also need to add a little tonal value to the left side of this box since it is also in shadow. To map the shadow of this pole, I'm going to follow the same steps that I used for the box with one simple difference. Because the pole is so close to this box, it's going to cast a shadow that will both land on the ground plane and on the front left plane of the box. As these new radiating lines intersect the front bottom corner of this box, they move vertically up the face of the box. I now just continue the process and connect the light source with these radiating lines that now move up this front face of the box, and I will get my shadow points. And then the last step will be to just finish it off with some tonal value. If you found this demo useful, consider leaving a comment or subscribing to the channel. And thanks for watching.